and older people and shit like that, they got the keys, they got the connects, or not even just the connects and keys, they got gems, they got game they can give you so you don't fuck up or make any wrong steps, and they not trying to guide nobody.
Told you we was giving you the okay back today to make a way. He gon' die today.
All right, so we got South Lawton's finest back again.
Man, Young Savage, Big 5, aka
Big Savage, how you doing? It's been a minute since I watched that first one we did a couple years ago, and it was kind of crazy to me.
Like 2 years, man.
For sure. Everybody I feel like came a long way, so I kind of want to, we got a little bit of the backstory in that one, but we were doing the interview so different and stuff. I kind of want to like recap it a little bit if that's cool.
Facts.
So you obviously like grew up, born and raised in Lawton.
Lawton, Oklahoma, Southside Longview.
Yes, sir. So just for people that don't know, I feel like around the state that people don't really know about Lawton too much. So kind of just touch on what it was like growing up out there.
I mean, growing up in Lawton's like any other hood for real, anybody else's hood, stuff like that. The reason you probably don't hear about us a lot of stuff like that because, we still got Oklahoma City, we still got Tulsa and stuff like that. So it's kind of easy to drown Lawton out as a state. And then like not a lot of people, coming from that area is making a lot of noise, but that's what I'm doing, what I'm saying? Like really just chopping it up, what I'm saying? Going from my side of town, where I'm from.
For sure. So you started rapping real young, right?
Facts. I started rapping when I was 7, for real. Like I started rapping when I was 7, from 7 until now, but I just started really taking it serious probably like a year and a half ago.
For sure. So how did you explain kind of how you got into rapping that young? That's normally most of the people we talk to is around like high school age or something that they dabble in it, but where did that come from?
Growing up, I was always to myself type of kid, and I didn't talk to a lot of people for real about problems and stuff like that. And then when I listen to music and hear music, I hear like artists telling their story about how they grew up or what they've been through their music, and it became like an outlet for me, a way of me to express where I came from and what I was going through and stuff like that. And at a young age, I just was able to, sit down and write rhymes. And it's kind of like poetry, and then just rapping it.
For sure, but your family kind of got you into it a little bit too, right?
Facts. My uncle, he's a producer. Yeah, my Uncle Doc, he's a producer. He started getting me into it too. He was showing me how to write hooks. I didn't know how to write hooks. All I did was know how to write raps, from start
bars,
to just bars. That's how I know how to write bars. I didn't know how to write hooks, so he started showing me how to write hooks and stuff, and then put the songs together. And ever since then, that's just where I've been with it.
For sure. So at what point did you actually like get in the studio and start recording stuff?
Like seriously?
Or just in general? Like when was the first time you got in the booth?
I was 7. I was like.
Oh, 7. You actually were making songs and shit at 7?
Yeah, I was making songs when I was 7. I was so short. People see me now and I'm tall. I wasn't always just tall. I was short, and I used to stand on the milk crates just to reach the mic. Yeah, and started recording when I was like 7 years old. Facts.
For sure.
I got CDs with songs from me being 7 years old.
And then, so what point did you kind of like take it a little more serious? I know you said about a year and a half ago you kind of really got into it, but where you're like putting songs out and shooting videos and stuff like that, was there like a catalyst for that?
Right. Well, when I first started taking it real serious, I didn't know too much about how to roll my music out. So it went from me trying to get people to click my SoundCloud links to somebody giving me like, hey, shoot music videos, sell music. So then I shot a music video to that song, No Smoke, and when I dropped that video, it just went so crazy out the gate. I was like, maybe, I'm on to something, so I keep running with it, so keep dropping music, keep doing it, and shit, I've been going since then.
Facts. And you were real involved like in the early days when ScholarKid was kind of getting off the ground, you know what I mean? When so just talk about kind of really the whole Lawton scene in like 2019, 2020 was booming kind of for, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people doing numbers out there. So just kind of talk about that that time frame and how that was for you.
Man, to keep it a buck with you, shit, when it started around that time, the music, it had I ain't gonna lie, it had a good and a bad effect on Lawton for real, because shit, it created like a lot of love and then a lot of hate, and then it separated the town, it divided the town up, you know what I'm saying, from this side to that side and this side, shit like that. And ScholarKid, I was one of the first artists, and not to take from anybody else or anything like that, I was one of the first artists on ScholarKid's page to really, do some higher numbers than anybody. If you go to her page and you look through all her old videos and stuff like that, you go up to the point to where I recorded No Smoke with her. After I dropped No Smoke with ScholarKid, everybody fell in line with ScholarKid, started working with ScholarKid. Like a lot of more people started working with ScholarKid and stuff like that. Not to take from her or anything, like she don't be grinding, she be on her shit. I fuck with ScholarKid, it's love. But when I shot the No Smoke video after that, everybody started falling in line and just not even just like, oh, we just gonna get videos from ScholarKid. Everybody started rapping. Like everybody really started rapping and shit. Like, so that's really how that went around 2019 and then shit. You know, you had this side doing music, we had our side doing music, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was dropping and shit. It just made Lawton, like, it turned Lawton up too. I ain't gonna lie, it turned Lawton up as far as inside the city, you know? And there was, I would say, we had so much going on inside the city towards, like, everybody was almost started losing focus on what they actually was doing music for. You see what I'm saying? But shit, yeah, 2019 was a crazy ass year. Facts, for shit show.
It was, I like what you said, like it was good and bad, because everybody was running views up and, you know what I'm saying, getting kind of popping off stuff, but it wasn't always productive in it, you know what I mean? Like for the whole scene, really, like it was, you know, we're not gonna touch on that too much. Everybody kind of.
Facts.
But so what do you feel like changed? Because like you said, everybody was rapping in Lawton for a time, and now I feel like there's only a few of y'all that have still kind of kept on the rap shit as heavy, you know what I mean?
Facts.
So what do you feel like changed in that?
People stopped believing in themselves. You know, people definitely stopped believing in themselves and people stopped clout chasing. Like, I believe half of the people that started rapping wasn't rapping to take it serious or do nothing serious with it, and that's my personal honest opinion. Like, you can see who took the shit serious and you can see who didn't take it serious. Like, simple as that. Like, for the people who still going, maybe some of them don't have the resources or don't even have the game or knowledge to get to where they think they want to be or get to where they say they want to be. And then the other half of people, it's just like when beef shit dries down, when beef shit slows up and people ain't playing the internet games no more, that's how a lot of people was getting their views and streams off of a lot of bullshit, like doing bullshit and creating bullshit. Like either you a real artist or you just a hype man for real. And a lot of people was just hype man. A lot of people was just putting shit together and just throwing the shit out there and trying to come up off shit that wasn't long term. You know, like the music wasn't like long term. It was just for a temporary time. So when you do shit like that, you damn near gotta stay on every trend. You gotta stay hot and you gotta stay in bullshit. You know, and people just, you know, people went this way, people went that way, you know, and everybody who, you know, didn't have nothing to leverage off of when it came to bullshit, they sunk. You know, everybody, they just sunk, they stopped, you know what I'm saying, they stopped buzzing.
For sure, and I saw you said in another interview, like, the Lawton, I don't want to call it clout, but like the Lawton, you know what I'm saying, fame or whatever, notoriety never really was like the goal for you.
Facts.
So kind of talk about that just from like you said, a lot of people weren't in that mindset of being on something bigger. So where did that come from? Because
like where you come from, they only, and this is facts, where you come from, they only gonna support you enough to where they feel like you don't need their support no more. Then you gotta go to the next market, then you gotta go to the next, and this is free game. You gotta go to the next market, you gotta go to another state, you gotta expand, you know, you gotta literally go out there, put in footwork and run, you know, do the media thing, because like, like I said, you gonna go out there, you gonna get more love from other states, from other people than you will in your own city, because it could be people you done grew up with, you done went to school with, you done been around and stuff like that. They feel like they can play a position better than you, or they feel like they should be in that position because y'all was in this same classroom together, y'all was in the same school together, y'all went to the same, and they was doing the same thing you did, and it ain't work out for them how it's working out for you. So a lot of people look at it like that, and it could be a good or a bad thing for you, but in most cases it's bad, you know. And as far as even rappers dying in their own city, like people dying in their own city and stuff like that, you know. So when it comes to staying local and that was never my goal personally. I didn't care about local attention, local fame, because when they see me on a higher platform anyways, everybody gonna fall in line, you see. So, and I had a conversation like that with another artist that's in the industry already, and you know, he gave me some game like that, and I took it and ran with it. So that's why I jumped out the law market real fast early on, and shout out to Dallas and all that stuff like that.
Yeah, so you got in Oklahoma City pretty early, like before that was kind of, I mean, I feel like you were one of the first people to try to get out of Lawton for real, like with the music shit. And then now you're in Dallas now, right?
Houston.
Houston?
Houston, Texas.
Okay, so doing those, do you feel like that's true? You feel like people have like shown you more like support in other places than in the city?
Facts. Yeah, definitely, most definitely. One person I want to shout out while we on here is Rainwater. I want to say shout out to Rainwater. You know what I'm saying? One of the realest managers I ever came across. You know, the manager of MO3. Like, shit. I'm way from out of town. You know, I hit him up. Boom. I'm like, shit, I got some shit I want to show you. He shooted me. He like pull up on me, drop the location wherever he at in this city. I pulled up on him, running to my shit. We playing music. We chopping it up. He like, fuck you gonna thug with me tonight. Took me out, showed me a good night, brought me around all some real, you know what I'm saying, all the turned up lit people, Zach the DJ and shit like that. He showing everybody my music, shout me out on his page and shit like that. He ain't have to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even from where he from. You know what I'm saying? But I know people with face cards in Oklahoma who could do damn near the same thing, but they ain't never reached out to me, or they ain't never showed me that type of love. But and it's no hate, you know what I'm saying? They gonna fall in line anyways. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I'm up there, they gonna be, he from where I'm from. But yeah, shout out Rainwater, facts. For
sure. How'd you get plugged in with them? Because I know you did the song with MO3 as well. So how did that connection come?
Man, damn, I want to say what year was that? Like, I want to say probably like end of 2019, 2020, early 2020 or something like that. I locked in with Zach the DJ, shit like that, over just, you know, emailing and shit, hitting back and forth and stuff like that. And it's kind of a little funny story. I don't know if you remember this specifically, like how I'm about to tell it, but this is how I remember it. Like, I was at home and I'm playing the game and shit. Somebody called my phone. They're like, I'm right here with 3. So I'm thinking they playing, I hang up the phone. You know what I'm saying? I hang up the phone, I'm like, I'm playing on my phone. I go back to playing the game. Call my phone again. I ain't even let them talk. I'm like, stop playing on my phone. Hung it up again. Then they FaceTime me. Boom, he FaceTime me. Zach the DJ picked up the phone and he was in the studio with MO3. You know, MO3, black tee on, black hat backwards. He was like, you know what I'm saying, send the track, we're gonna knock it out, get it done. So we locked it in, you know what I'm saying, locked in the track after that. I put it in the vault, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. I reached out a few times right before around the time MO3 signed Don and Number 7. Shit like that. I was trying to get on with HSM. I was trying to get signed over there and shit like that. But, you know, they had their own thing set up. They had their own thing going on and stuff like that. And that never happened. But shit, you know, it was still all love. So that's how I got locked in with them. And then Rainwater, he just a real nigga for real. Like, Rainwater, a real nigga. He gonna tap in. Facts. He gonna tap in.
For sure. And so I feel like you have a good grasp on like the music business, if that makes sense. Where I feel like that holds a lot of people back. Especially in Oklahoma, like there. I mean, even like you've thrown shows and just kind of like connecting with people who really matter. You know what I mean? Instead of just people network just to kind of say they networked, but like, you know what I mean. So where'd you get like the foresight, I guess, to do that?
Shit. Another person I want to shout out while we're here is my cousin Kilo. You know, he played a major role too in a lot of that shit. You know, he's just behind the scenes. You know, he didn't really care to be in the spotlight of that shit. But, you know, me being in the streets and shit like that and, you know, running up money and doing shit like that, you know, we needed something to invest in. We needed something to, you know, expand and do shit with. So he called me one day. This is a true story. Kilo called me one day. We riding around. I'm riding around and shit, riding around Lawton, bullshitting. He called me. He like, bro, it's like, I got a plan. This the blueprint. You know, with the shows, and we're gonna do it like this and shit. I ain't gonna, you know, say that exact blueprint, but this is how we did. You know what I'm saying? That's what he told me. And I pulled up shit. I invested my money into it. I learned the shit. You know, I learned about the music more. I started studying more about it and shit like that. And ever since then, like, you know, around that time, you know, we just put it all into effect and just started doing it, networking, tapping in with people, locking in with people, going around, you know what I'm saying, doing shows, promoting everything, you know, and we actually put in a lot of footwork. A lot of people get on the internet and they post it on the internet and they think, oh, if we post this on the internet, it's gonna run up. But they don't know, like, another real important part is footwork. You gotta really put in that footwork. So that's what we was doing too.
For sure. And so you just dropped the Smoklahoma EP.
Facts.
Not even a week ago, right?
Just yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, Smoklahoma came out yesterday, on the 1st.
For sure. So talk about just kind of that project and why you felt like it was the right time to put that out.
Well, shit, right now Oklahoma is having a spotlight right now. You know what I'm saying? And, I feel like everybody's speaking from their part or where they from, and shit like that. And like I said in the beginning of the song Slums, I said I come from a rare place. I'm from Lawton, Oklahoma. A lot of people don't know about Lawton, Oklahoma. That's why I say that. And I'm shouting out where I'm from in the process of putting out work that represents Oklahoma as a whole. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got in the cover art, I got the OKC jersey on, you know, represent all of Oklahoma, and even where I'm from, not just Lawton itself, because I'm trying to exit out the division early on into my music. You know, I don't want nobody to feel like, he only shouting out Lawton, or he only doing this, he only doing that, and they ain't putting on for the whole city. Everybody say put on for the whole city, so we're gonna put on for the whole state, you know what I'm saying? The whole city, we're gonna put on for Lawton. I'll shout out Tulsa, shout out Oklahoma City, shout out Lawton, shout out Duncan, Muskogee, everywhere, shout out everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Shout out all Oklahoma.
For sure. How do you feel about like the state of the rap, hip hop scene, you know, everything just kind of going on in Oklahoma right now, as opposed to, you know, where you feel like it's growing, you feel like something needs to change? Like, how do you feel about everything?
We definitely making progress. As far as like elevating and to keep going up, we just got to take the step. We got to do different, like take different steps, like get out of the regular old comfort zone we used to. Like, people scared to show love. A lot of people scared to show each other love. Like, you know, if whoever goes up, you know what I'm saying? Whoever goes up, if they putting on for the state, right, you know, it just opens that door for people. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, Louisiana, when all those artists was coming up, Birdman, all them artists and stuff, Lil Wayne's and all that stuff, that kind of like, you know, it left the door open for all the other great artists to come up, and you know, and now look at what you got, NBA YoungBoy and stuff like that, and when you think of NBA YoungBoy, you think of Louisiana. You see what I'm saying? You think Louisiana. So if we got somebody, whoever it is, going up and they're from Oklahoma, we got to support them as much, and we got to support everybody else as much. So whenever people look at them, they think of Oklahoma, and they want to come put their eyes and they you know, attention on Oklahoma and see what else we got in store. Like, okay, they got him. Who else they got? And it leaves the door open for everybody else to get on. But until we can do some shit like that, I won't even say just the hate in the city will slow anybody down. As you can see, you know, people still growing, people still going up. You know, it ain't stopped me, so that's how I look at it.
For sure. So there's one song on the EP that I feel like I would be doing a disservice if I didn't ask you about. The Big Ol' Hater song. Just kind of explain that song for me and where that, you know, how that came about.
Man, the song Big Ol' Hater came about on some shit while I was fucking with this dude. You know, I looked at him like my brother and shit. You know, I was showing love, all type of good shit. And whole time, I'm thinking shit cool, thinking shit sweet. Motherfucker hating on me, you know? Like, they hating on me. And they got to the point where you don't want to think like that about somebody you fuck with, but when it gets so obvious and gets to the point where it's like, damn, it's like, you hate, like, you know, this shit was never love from the jump. It was just, everybody was just playing their role, trying to get in good and see what they couldn't, you know, I feel like they try to get in good and see what they couldn't soak up and see what they couldn't gain from me and shit like that. And it's just like, you know, just like that, like just simple as that, you know what I'm saying? Niggas I used to fuck with it, shit, just turn hater on me and shit like that, you know, and it just be bullshit, you know, niggas be on bullshit, so that's just what it is.
You feel like you seen more of, like, as far as like industry relationships that you made? I know you know, you say you met a lot of good people. Do you feel like it's mostly good, or you feel like it's mostly people just trying to like look out for themselves type shit?
If you're trying to get on yourself, if you're not already in the door, you could either be used as an opportunity, or somebody could be actually showing you love, like to help you get in the door. Now, when you get into that industry caliber and bracket and shit like that, it's too many games to be played in there, and you gotta really watch out for sure. But when you're trying to get on, if you got some type of potential that they see in you, maybe they'll try to, you know, they could probably take you somewhere and get you situated or get you to the next level, but there might be something there that benefits them too. Or some people might just be showing you real love and giving you real game, you know, and just wishing you the best, shit like that.
So what do you feel like you ran into more?
People showing love, for sure. People showing love, because when they see you young, they see you trying to get it for real. And another thing that I could say, like being a real individual, being a real stand-up individual, is gonna take you places money can't. Facts. Money is gonna take you places money can't take you, and staying true to yourself and standing on what you believe in. And when people see that you like that, you can't be fucked with. You just can't be fucked with.
For sure. So what do we need to be on the lookout for in the future? I know you just dropped the EP, but is there anything specific that we need to?
Facts. Me and B-Way, we finna drop.
Okay.
We finna drop Big 5. You know what I'm saying? I got a song with B-Way. We finna drop this. I'm finna try to tap back in with bro. You know what I'm saying? Get the video lined up and shit like that. We gonna shoot the video. I'm looking to shoot it at. I want to shoot it in Oklahoma. If we can't shoot it in Oklahoma, we definitely gonna get some shit going in Houston, Texas. But facts, that's definitely gonna be next.
I mean, you got a timetable for that?
We looking at this month.
Okay.
Yeah, by no later than the end of June. Yeah, we looking at by no later than the end of June.
For sure. Is there anything else we need to plug, let them know about? Anything you want to shout out, anything like that?
Man, if anything, I just want to say long live Zion, long live my cousin. Savvy finna be home in a couple days. Shit, I'm back on the gas. I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? If you want to lock in with me, you want to fuck with me, you want to tap in, my DM's open. Hit me up. Hit up somebody close to me. Get a hold of me. Shit, I've been chilling for long enough. So shit, we back outside. That's all I can say is we back outside. And if you switched up on me, you say you was my bro and act like you was my bro and pick sides and chose sides, just stay over there. Fuck you. Ain't no rekindling shit. I don't want to hang out, fuck with nobody else, no new niggas, nothing like that. But for everybody who's showing me love, everybody who rocking with me, I love you. And we going up this shit for sure.
For sure, no doubt. Well, I appreciate you, coming out here and sitting down with us, taking the time out. We're gonna have to do it again soon. Hopefully, not 3 years apart.
Man, facts.
Everybody's. I feel like shit's accelerating. You know what I mean? Quicker than it was back then. So.
Hell yeah.
We'll have some shit to talk about soon, I'm sure.
Facts. And one more thing I gotta say too before I hop off this motherfucking. If you getting older and your shit ain't going where you want it to go, don't hate on no young niggas. Don't hate on nobody coming up. Give them game. Give them the jewels and shit like that. Pay it forward. And that's it. I'm saying Big 5. I'm checking out.
Let's talk about that real quick before we.
Come back.
Because I feel like there is a divide in Oklahoma for real. Like there's like kind of an older generation that's kind of, I don't know. We do a podcast that they kind of talk about it a lot. There's an older generation that's kind of holding on to the reins and not trying to let nobody else take control of shit. So you feel like that's true?
Facts. And but that just falls back to my situation, my personal situation. Like I said, I don't like to create scenarios. I pick on myself and real things that I've experienced with myself and shit like that. Like I see people, like I know other artists. They're older than our generation, and older people and shit like that. They got the keys, they got the connects, or not even just the connects and keys. They got gems, they got game they can give you so you don't fuck up or make any wrong steps. And they not trying to guide nobody. And they not gonna benefit from it anyways. Like you just holding the shit, you know what I'm saying? Like if it ain't doing nothing for you, you know what I'm saying? Show love to the next person and shit like that. A lot of people get intimidated by the new talent, by the new shit that people are interested in and stuff like that. And they try to close that door on you. They just really just try to close that door on you. And a lot of people be mad because shit, they probably doing this shit for so long and it didn't do for them what it did for you in your first year, Like they probably been rapping for 20 plus years, 10 plus years, 5 plus years and shit. They got videos that we go back and look at and they got probably like 1,500 views on them. You got a 16-year-old, whatever, they call themselves, drop a video, that motherfucker do 10,000 views in 2 days, you see what I'm saying? And then it just creates a weird tension and it's just like, people have their own secret animosity and stuff like that. So I feel like in order to get them in line with you, you either kind of gotta kiss ass or dick ride somebody to make them feel like they a part of something you got going on. It's like you damn near gotta trick them into making them like
fuck with you,
yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, y'all part of this too because of this, you know what I'm saying? If you don't show them love that you don't even have to show them love about or shout them out and shit that you don't have to shout them out because they ain't helped you or do nothing to get to this level, they feel left out, so they like, all right, fuck them, we're gonna close the door on him anyways.
You feel like that's like holding the whole situation back, or you think it's more like on a personal, like you think the whole state would be better off if it wasn't like that? Because I feel like it's not like that I'm sure it is to an extent everywhere, but like I feel like a lot of cities, the OGs kind of pull people up, you know what I mean? Right,
facts. But I'll say that, I'll speak on a personal level. Yeah, on my personal level, that's some shit that held me back, for sure. Like I got a dude I used to record with I got a dude I used to record with and shit like that. He had a partner that helped him record and do shit like that, stuff like that. They used to do bullshit like I go to the they be doing bullshit like he reached out to me, right, and got my sound. Like he got my sound. He perfected my sound and shit like that. So he giving me game like, oh yeah, I'm gonna lock you in. We gonna lock in and stuff like that. I got your sound, so I'm gonna help you with your music. You know what I'm saying? Help keep that sound in your music, so all your music sound, got that good sound to it. Do shit like they'll see good feedback coming in and shit like that, or good, crazy results or this and that going on and stuff like that, and they do certain bullshit to try to slow you up, like cancel studio sessions and shit like that, and be late for studio sessions and shit like that. I dead ass been in the middle of studio sessions and I'm recording, and the engineer get up like, oh, I gotta go right quick. Just unprofessionalism and shit like that. But to keep it above me, I'm a street nigga, so you can't pull nothing over my eyes. You just hate, bro. Like you being weird. Like it's just hate. It just be secret animosity and hate, and just people do all types of envious bullshit to try to throw you off your game and stuff like that. But that definitely does play a major role in a lot of shit that goes on. But I won't say everybody, cause shout out J Poe, shout out Wayne. Wayne, like he probably one of the realest niggas I ever done. Like before I even ever had a conversation with Wayne about anything, shout out Trill. Actually, introduced me into Wayne. But before I ever even held a conversation with Wayne in my life, like he was just been known to be like a real nigga. Like I've always heard good shit about him. So them is just like people like that, shout out to them. I be seeing them push artists and shit, share and promote other artists and shit like that.
Definitely, they both helped us out a lot too. So shout out to Wayne and Poe.
Facts.
But man, I don't want to take up too much of your time. But like I said, I appreciate you sitting down with us. And we're gonna do it again soon for sure.
Facts. We're gonna be locking in real soon, like I said, and y'all be looking out for that Big 5 with me and B-Way. We dropping. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. I'm out. It's Young Savage, aka Big 5, man, and we giving you the okay.